What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Bonnie Barker, and I was born in Michigan, but I live in Florida.
Hi, my name is Maria Porter. I am originally from Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an island in the Caribbean.
What is life like outside the States?
Well, mainly I've traveled back and forth to Honduras, so I'll just speak about Honduras in general. It's very different than here in a lot of ways, but the main thing that I've noticed about Honduran people is their reliance daily on God to provide for their needs. They're not hoarders. I feel like you can go in any home in America and we have closets full of stuff, and you can go into any Honduran home and you'll find food for the day and you'll find clothing for 2 or 3 days, but they don't have mounds and mounds of stuff.
It is easygoing, it's relaxed. I love to go there on vacation every year to relax and de-stress.
Is there any major differences?
In so many ways, they're happier people than we are. I feel like we live stressed lives, and they just enjoy life. They live for the day, they live for the moment. Family is probably the most important thing to them, and they make time for their family every day. Their meals are spent together. Even the school day is different than ours, in that the students come home for lunch with their family. So that's the amazing thing about Honduran people.
Oh, what do you see on a normal day in Puerto Rico? Roosters everywhere. Roosters wake you up in the morning. You see the roosters, the hen and the chickens walking everywhere.
What is something that you'd see on a normal day in Honduras?
A normal, typical day would be a family would rise probably around 5 o'clock in the morning and take care of their chickens, collect the eggs from their chickens. They would go in, cook breakfast, eat together as a family. Then everyone in the family would do their own laundry from the day before, hang it up on the clothesline, and then the kids would get ready and go to school, and the dad would get ready to go to work, and the mom would start preparing the meals for the day, the lunch and the supper. And then they would all come home, gather at lunchtime, and the kids would do more chores. They help around the house. They mop and clean the bathrooms. They make their own beds. It's a really neat thing. And then in the evening, they come back together and they would eat. And most days, they go to some kind of a church service. Almost every evening, they have some kind of church event.
How is traveling between the two?
Traveling is always an adventure, and you just think you'll get used to it. I travel to Honduras once a month, so I always think, oh, I'm used to this, but every time I travel, something goes wrong. And just the adjustment. You lose 2 hours going there, you gain 2 hours going there, lose 2 hours coming home, so it's always, okay, now what time is it here? It's those kind of crazy things.
Do you have any interesting stories?
There are a lot of interesting stories, and I could share a lot of them, but I will share this one. When you talk about traveling back and forth, because I go there so often, I've gotten to know a lot of the officials at the Honduran airport, and even though I'm not completely bilingual, I can understand enough. Every time I come through, they say my name. I can hear them say my name. I think it's the blonde hair kind of stands out. And then as I'm coming through, they always check my suitcases. And at first I was kind of offended. I'm like, why are they always checking my suitcases? And then I took my daughter Lorna, who's bilingual with me, and she goes, Mom, they just really love seeing all the stuff you bring here because it's different than they have. So what I've learned is they love chocolate. So I always they love M&Ms. So I always make sure that I have bags of M&Ms for the custom guys when I go through. So they always check my suitcases, and then they know I always have a bag of M&Ms for them.
We went fishing all the time with my dad and by ourselves. My dad used a fishing net that he would make himself, and also he would use fishing poles. And I remember catching fish and eating them all the time. That's what we